We begin tonight with an update on that homeless encampment. A federal judge has granted a temporary emergency restraining order against the Spokane City and Spokane County, which could effectively stop the clearing of that camp along I-90.
This temporary emergency restraining order says the city and county may not arrest or remove campers unless there is specific individualized probable cause to arrest someone for a criminal offense. That order remains in effect until at least December 28th. Julie Garcia of Jules Helping Hands says they continue to move people out of the camp every day, but she says there is still not enough shelter space available.
We agree that it's not humane, it's not the best solution, but where else do they go? We want Camp Hope not to be here just as much as everybody else. Like, we want these folks out of sleeping in tents. We want them in safe, appropriate housing.
This comes as we receive an update tonight from WashDOT about the size of the homeless camp near I-90 in Freya.
The department says the camp is shrinking as they move to permanently close it. Now, as of Friday, 377 people are living at that camp, which is a decrease of 19% in just a little over a month.
Within the past week, 39 people have left the camp, according to WashDOT. Prior to that, 90 people had left the camp since the first census on that camp back on November 4th.
Now, 3 of those people also have moved into the new Catalyst housing building on Sunset Hill, an effort to transition people who are experiencing homelessness into more permanent housing. And now the city is reacting to that ruling. Earlier this afternoon, Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward issued this statement saying the city remains focused on getting people out of the cold and into a warm bed, regular meals and services. She says we want people to know they have options other than living outdoors in the snow and freezing temperatures. We have added considerable space to our night-by-night inventory over the past few years as a bridge strategy while more permanent housing options come online and become available.
It continues, although that is a necessary asset, night-by-night space is expensive, and to operate and maintain permanent housing is the long-term sustainable option. Our message to people is to come in out of the weather while you get connected to more permanent housing options, unquote. We are continuing to track this developing story. To read more on the court's ruling, just head to our website, that's KREM.com. And we are now hearing from Spokane County Sheriff Ozzie Knezevich for the first time since the restraining order was granted.
KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk spoke with the sheriff and is joining us live now with what he had to say. Kyle?
Well, the sheriff told me the decision was disappointing but not surprising. He believes service providers and some politicians are more focused on keeping the camp than actually helping the people living there. Now, the temporary emergency restraining order says the city and county may not arrest or remove campers unless there is specific individualized probable cause to arrest someone for a crime, and that order remains in effect until at least December 28th.
They have empowered and emboldened that camp to stay. They have made sure that it has resources to stay, but I don't see any great effort to relieve the pressure from the people inside the camp, because if anybody in this community can tell me that's the ideal conditions for people, I got to redefine ideal conditions to live in. That's not it.
Julie Garcia of Jules Helping Hands told us there are 377 people living at the camp and not enough shelter beds available. The sheriff told us, based on surveillance, he thinks the head count is closer to 150 people and that some tents are empty. Now, there is a court hearing about this order on December 28th. We'll have more of the sheriff's interview and reaction coming up tonight at 10 and 11. Live in Spokane, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.